better they get. A's and the Dodgers, Dallas Braden on the hill for the Athletics. And Tuesday, an opportunity for his first career at-bat. Quote, "My ultimate goal is to go deep, and I do believe I have the ability to do so." Kershaw is obviously going to be extremely tough. Hopefully I can get the bunt down. Top second inning. Gets his chance to bunt, lays down a good one, moving the runners to second and third. His job is done. Next up, Adam Kennedy grounds out to end the inning. He couldn't get the job done. Still 0-0. Braden back up in the fifth. Kershaw got him swinging, 0 for 1 on the day, and did not go deep. He'll have other chances down the road. Top eighth, A's down 2-0. 2 on, 1 out for Jason Giambi. Something for the Peoples. His 9th of the year, number 405 for the career. It's a 3-2 Oakland lead. Bases loaded in a 4-3 game. Andre Ethier at the plate for L.A. Grounds into the 4-6 fielder's choice. The good Matt Kemp slide keeps them out of the double play. Runs scores, game tied to the 10th. Runners on first and second. Nobody out for James Loney off Brad Ziegler. Hard grounder to second. The A's try to get the double play, but Loney is called safe on the Jason Giambi tag. Bob Guerin has beef. Umpires meeting. Change the call to a double play. Joe Torre comes out to argue his case. He loses. Next up, it's Kemp with 2 out. Orlando Hudson on third. Base knock and a game winner. The walk-off to score Orlando Hudson. The Dodgers win 5-4. They're now 15-5 in 1-1 games. Best in the bigs.
Defending World Series champion Phillies, 3 games under 500 at home this season, hosting the Blue Jays, who have lost 4 straight overall, 6 straight in interleague. Bottom 3, 1-0 Phillies. Jason Worth off Los Angeles native Ricky Romero. Vernon Wells at the wall. Take another look. Look at Romero. Oh, he's thinking, I'm down 3. And now he's thinking, yeah, I better buy Vernon a beverage. Bottom 6. Did I just say beverage?
I think so.
Bartender Jack, then. A shot Worth. Nobody's getting that one. 2-run homer is 10th. Phillies lead the NL in home runs. Romero, 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned. Career high, 9 Ks, 3-2. Still that score. Bases loaded, 1 out. Marco Scutaro, top 8. J.C. Romero pitch, and Raul Ibanez catches it. And I said the bases were loaded, so you're thinking, well, the guy from third had to tag and score, right? That guy's Alex Rios. He didn't, because he who hesitates is lost, or in this case, stranded at third. And well, he has a little talk with the third base. Oh, you said go? I thought you said no. Oh, go, no. Okay, top 9. No go for Brad Lidge. He's still on the DL. So Ryan Madsen, he's got to be your reliever, but he's not caffeinated. He walks pinch hitter Lyle Overbay with the sacks filled. Phillies pitchers walk 10. We go top 10. Tied now, 2 on. Scott Rowland against Clay Condrey. Bases loaded walk tied the game, and this is going to untie it. Aaron Hill comes around to score from second. The floodgates really open. Worth makes a good play, but the Blue Jays go on to win 8-3. We did everything we could to give that game away, but we'll take it.
They faced CC Sabathia, who was cruising till the 5th, when Anderson Hernandez decided to branch out. It's a 3-run home run. Anderson Hernandez muscles up for his 2nd career homer in 326 ABs. Hey, it was bound to happen. CC gave up just those 3 runs in 7 2/3, but he needed some runs in support. 7th inning, Mark Teixeira on a tear. Blasts one off the wall. Elijah Dukes has some trouble. Johnny Damon scores. It's Teixeira's 40th RBI his last 35 games. Dukes, first of all, he hit it with the wrong hand, and secondly, he face planted into the wall. That's sort of a double jeopardy situation for him, and more baseballs were headed his way that inning. 2 batters later, Robinson Cano, a shot over Duke's head. Maybe could have got to that one as well. Cano would be thrown out trying to stretch it to a triple. No matter, his 4 hits tied a career high, and the Yankees are up 4-3. Mariano Rivera on to close it. Austin Kearns obliges. Yanks win 5-3. Rivera closed the Yankees' 22nd comeback win of the season. Sabathia gets the win. He's now 5-1 his last 8. Politan's first visit to Camden Yards since 2001. That is still a great ballpark. David Wright, not a half-bad player. Single to left, Fernando Martinez scores. The Mets put up 4 in the 4th. In the 7th, Wright up again. That's shallow and high into right field. Aubrey Huff tries to make the over-the-shoulder catch. Hit him in the chest instead. Ball drops in, 2-1 score. Wright 2 for 5 on the night. He's batting .558 his last 11 games. To the 9th, Francisco Rodriguez. It's Matt Wieters, Ty Wigginton, Check swing. First base umpire says he didn't go. Walk brings home a run. Orioles down 6-3. K-Rod gets Adam Jones. No harm done. Mets win at 6-4. K-Rod's 17th save on the year.
Milwaukee and Cleveland going to be hard-pressed to entertain better than they did Monday. Prince Fielder 6 RBI with a grand slam in that game. He whiffed in his first at-bat against Jeremy Sowers. Doubles off the wall in the top of the fourth. Ryan Braun all the way from first. Fielder went 2 for 4. It was 2-0. It's 2-1 now. Top 8, Brewers 4-3, 1 out. Mike Cameron facing Jensen Lewis. Not going to go yard. It's going to stay in the yard. Ben Francisco loses the ball there. You know who makes that play more clean, Matt?
Who's that?
Kevin Jonas. Fielder able to score on the play. It's 5-3. 7-3 now, bottom 9. Ryan Garco, and look at Fielder. I'm not sure Kevin makes that play. And there was a runner on, Travis Hafner.
You know why?
Later homered in the inning, so who knows how big a play that was. How big?
Too much meat.
Cincinnati, the Reds have lost 4 in a row. Braves 2 straight. And there's the Brave Souls. We're gonna go legal flashback. It's 4th of July, 07, same park. Ugly scenario. That tarp can be tough. It's an unforgiving tarp. Mother Nature unforgiving, and the Reds grounds crew, well, they did their best. Now back to let's go back to real. Oh, hi, Robin. That's Robin. She's on the grounds crew, and unfortunately, Robin goes down. Oh no, there's a man down, or in this case, it's Robin down, and now they're just kind of bringing her along.
It's like surfing.
Robin, what do you think of all that?
It's pretty slippery, and I just slipped, and I couldn't keep up with the fellas. They're a lot taller than I am, and I mean, I feel like an idiot, but I am fine.
You know, my sister, when she learned to water ski, she fell, and nobody told her to let go of the rope, so we pulled her underwater, kind of the way they pulled Robin there. Brandon Phillips having some fun with her. After a second rain delay, Lance Nix, also known as Lance Quest, he doubles. He had 3 RBI. That off Jeff Bennett. The Reds up 2-0. Now it's 3-1. You know, Escobar, runner on first. Oh, Alex Gonzalez. That may be a top play nominee. I can't put it out there, but it may be. 7-2. Reds win.
The real top plays, the 10 or the 110? I'm never sure which is which. We'll go with the 10. Nationals and Yankees. Nick Swisher, the weak grounder, Ryan Zimmerman with a strong play to get him at first. I have a feeling you're going to see more from this game later on.
She's a beauty, that number 9 College World Series, Texas, Arizona State. The pitcher, Mitchell Lamson, fielding the bunt there and diving out. He gets the top play, but Texas gets the win.
The crew and the tribe, Ryan Garco, ground ball in the vicinity of Prince Fielder. Playing like which Jonas?
Well, that would be Kevin Jonas.
Kevin Jonas, who we think could not have made that play.
At 7, they were cheering this one at the wheel in Lawrence. Felipe Lopez, hard grounder to third. Mark Teahan. Did I just say the wheel in Lawrence? That means Wangburgers are half price. Royals won 5-0.
Number 6, Mike Cameron. Cue him.
DeRosa drives one to right center. Long run for Cameron. And Mike Cameron runs it down. What a play. Mike Cameron with a tremendous catch in right center.
Was a long run, but worth it. The crew wins 7-5.
At 5, we revisit Cincinnati. Doesn't look like it rained there. Jay Bruce. Nate McLouth rains on his parade right there. McLouth taking a base hit away. We've got more from this game momentarily.
Western Michigan kids can't be stopped. Group stage in the UEFA Under-21 Championships. Sweden, Belarus. Sergei Kislyak rips one from 30 yards out. Belarus up 1-0. However, Belarus.
This is Marcus Berg. I am blessed.
Yes.
Usually I do have the soccer. And this is Marcus Berg. He's going to get the hat trick. You know what they call that in Sweden?
A hat trick?
Exactly. Like working with you.
Braves, Reds, Yunel Escobar, the grounder to short, Alex Gonzalez. The diving stop, throwing from his knees. Flashing the arm strength. Ramon Hernandez not half bad on the other end with the scoop. Reds beat the Braves 7-2.
Yankee Stadium for number 1. It better be good. Elijah Dukes trying to make the blooper reel, and Melky Cabrera says no, sorry. Not going to have. Oh, the shave ice! The shave ice! Right there, Cabrera. The catch, Dukes can't believe it. Yankees beat the Nationals 5-3.
Rodriguez assumed the position for the 2,227th time as a big leaguer, breaking Carlton Fisk's major league record. It happened in Arlington, where he spent 12 years. He's also thrown out 611 runners trying to steal, more than any active catcher. But in the first, he winged that one into left field. Ian Kinsler comes all the way around from second. E2, 131 now for his career. Fourth inning, Carlos Lee. El Caballo. Deep to center field, home run number 12 on the season for him, and it's 2-all in the fourth. Rangers down 3-2. Nelson Cruz. Nelson Cruz is giving back to his community. He's been giving back a lot this season. That's his 18th of the year to double his career high, game tied at 3. In the fifth, Russ Ortiz to Ian Kinsler. Rodriguez throws to second. That's another error on Rodriguez. Omar Vizquel is safe. He's headed to third. He would score on a sacrifice fly. The Astros up 4-3. Eighth inning, 4-3 game. Hunter Pence, he's tie shopping. Deep to right center field. Pence, who played at Texas Arlington, feeling at home. His ninth ties the game at 4. So we've got bonus baseball. Bottom 10, bases loaded. David Murphy slaps that to left. That's your walk-off. Kinsler comes in to score. The Rangers win it 5-4. Manny Ramirez's 50-game suspension. Joe Torre said Manny's likely to begin playing in the minors next week. Torre trying to break a tie with Sparky Anderson for 5th on the all-time wins list. Hiroki Kuroda rips one back to Trevor Cahill, gets his glove on it, and throws out Matt Kemp at the plate. A's up 1-0. In the third, hard-cutting Jack Cust hammers a 2-run shot to left center field, his 12th of the year. Kuroda can only watch. He gave up 5 earned in 6 innings. That's Cust's strength. The glove work, not as much. Orlando Hudson fly ball to Cust's jurisdiction in the hands of Stone. Could not collect it. Hudson safe at first. Next batter, James Loney, up for L.A. This one also high into the air. Orlando Cabrera ranges over from shortstop, and he too fails to make the catch. No harm done, though, because of the infield fly rule. Still 2 on, now 1 out. 2 batters later, bases loaded. Andre Ethier, that's ripped. Adam Kennedy can't handle it. A's can't grab anything in this inning. Rafael Furcal and Hudson both scored. Dodgers within 1. Bottom 9th. Dodgers down 5-4 with a runner on. Casey Blake has delivered so often for them this season. Can't do it here. Grounder to third. Jack Hanahan throws to second to force and finish the game. The A's win 5-4. They've won 11 of 14 against L.A.
Well, when the day began, only the Dodgers and Giants had a better NL home record than the Cardinals, who are hosting Detroit. Albert Pujols, 999 career runs, and getting none in this one. Edwin Jackson induces the ground out. Pujols 0 for 2, 2 walks. Curtis Granderson came into this game 3 for 7 against Todd Wellemeyer. That's his second solo home run off Wellemeyer in this game. Game tied at 2. Granderson's 16th. We go bottom 5, still tied. Jackson, he lives in Columbia, Georgia. So does rookie Colby Rasmus. Jackson said we're pretty much neighbors. Well, that's not very neighborly of young Rasmus, who had a 3-hit day as Ordonez and Granderson can't figure out who wants to pick it up. Skip Schumacher scores. Cardinals up 3-2. Bases loaded, bottom 7, 2 outs. Joel Zamayan. Does he get Ryan Ludwig? They ask for help, and first base ump says, no, check swing. Was it accurately called? Well, you make the call, but it really doesn't matter what your call is. Zumaya, next pitch, misses low and inside. He would have liked to have the strikeout. Skip Schumacher scores. Cardinals go on and win 4-3. That's the 4th straight loss for Detroit. Owens, 3-0 career against Atlanta, 0-4 in his last 6 appearances. But those are his pitching numbers. I want to talk about his hitting numbers. 305 career hitter. That's his 7th career home run. Came off Javi Vasquez, 2nd of the season, puts the Reds up 4-2. That was a 3-run shot. Nick Massett, GPS out of whack. He can't find home. Nate McLeod scores from third. Massett lasts 1/3. That's not good. Tying run on second for Yunel Escobar in the top of the 9th. 1-run game, but he does not bench press enough. Francisco Cordero gets him, and the Reds. He had a son born Tuesday. He'd like to celebrate with giving his new boy a win. The Mannings were there. Eli and Peyton, you may have heard them.
Yep.
Wang Dang Doodle. off Wong. Adam Dunn, who was batting just $182 in his last 16 games, puts the Nationals up 1-0 with that in the top of the fourth. Wong in a jam again. 2 on, 1 out. Nick Johnson shot into left center, and Melky Cabrera tried to do his Greg Louganis imitation. He did not nail the finish, though. Wong went 5 innings, which was a season high, gave up 3 runs. The Nationals were up 3. John Lannon cruised until the top of the ninth. He's up 3-1, make it 3-2. And Johnny Damon goes solo his 14th. Brett Gardner is going to pinch run for Mark Teixeira, who singled, and on the pitch out, Gardner wearing his PF Flyers. He is fast. Under the inside the park home run this season. He steals third. Alex Rodriguez would walk, so he had runners on the corner, but then Cano, 6-4-3 double play. Mike McDougal says, shut it. Nationals win 3-2. Just their 17th win of the year. The Yankees just 4 hits in this game. Nationals snap a 4-game losing streak with just their 7th road.
Angels, a team that had never seen Winscombe. Not a single Angel had ever faced him, and they're checking him out. Dude, I hear he's a freak. Got a little closer, and, well, it was confirmed. He's good. Lincecum struck out 9 in 8 innings. 6th inning, Pablo Sandoval up. Foul ball down the right field line. The ball dude takes a spill going after it. Sandoval then fouls it to the left field line. Rob Quinlan, he's a professional major leaguer, also falling over that mound in the bullpen, but at least he makes the catch. Ball dude felt a little better about that. This is Edgar Renteria. Single to left. Matt Downs trying to score from second. Quinlan's throw is in time. He's Downs. He's out. Giants can't add to their lead. 3-2. Angels still down. Eric Ibar, infield single, brings Vlad Guerrero's home. Angels tied up at 3. Juan Rivera up. Chops it to third. Sandoval throws to first. Sean Figgins to score. Watch it again. It might have had a play at home. Angels get the lead and the win. They've won 6 in a row.
Brewers looking to sweep a 3-game interleague set in Cleveland. It was 8-4 Brewers going into the bottom of the ninth. Bases are now loaded against Trevor Hoffman, Ryan Garco, and Hoffman has just been lights out. But Garco is going to clear the bases and make it an 8-8 game. He got a career-high 4 RBI. He also got a twisted ankle and tagged out there. So there was good and the bad. Let's go top 11. Greg Aquino pitching to Mike Cameron. And Aquino and Kelly Shopik not reading from the same book. Runners advance to second and third. Take another look. I'm going to put my glove here, and you're going to put the ball there. That's not what we had in mind. Now, the runners advanced, okay? So you got a runner on third. And J.J. Hardy's going to take advantage. The sac fly there. He has 4 RBI in his last 2 games after only 2 RBI in his previous 20 games. 9-8 Brewers and extras.
Mets and the Orioles. O's top prospect, Matt Wieters, no RBIs in 47 at-bats so far. But in the second, feels like the first time. Wait a minute. There it goes. Is it going to get out? Yeah, just barely. Orioles up 3-1. Wieters is on the board with his very first career home run. 7th inning. Aubrey Huff, he's hit more. Off right, out to right, off Pedro Feliciano. O's up 6-4. Top 9th. 1 on, 2 out. David Wright, National League's leading hitter, off George Sherrill. Fly ball. Can of corn. Wright's 11-game hit streak comes to an end. The Mets have lost 5 of 7. Baltimore 6-4.
Baseball's longest active winning streak belongs to the Rays. 6 in a row. Tampa ended Colorado's 11-game win streak Tuesday. Bottom 2, bartender. Check. Troy Tulowitzki, 3-run shot off David Price, his 9th. Price, 7 innings, 5 earned runs. Give up 2 homers. It's 3-0 Rocks. Evan Longoria has been struggling, batting just $147 in his last 12 games. Goes yard off Aaron Cook, his 16th. It's a 5-3 game. We go top 9. I know a cat named Way Out Willie. But that cat not out far enough. Willie Ibar, caught by Ryan Spilborg's final out. Cook, his 3rd straight win.
Actual balloting news. These were voted the top 10 plays, or the 10, as they say here in L.A. More partisan infighting in Washington. The 48th annual congressional baseball game. The Democrats hadn't won since 2000, but the streak was snapped on Wednesday. The Democrats won 15-10.
What's interesting about it is Rush Limbaugh and Al Gore handled the play-by-play. Dodgers, A's at 9. Orlando Cabrera grounder. Orlando Hudson diving stop. Tony Orlando, your thoughts? A's won 5-4.
North Korea, Saudi Arabia, first half, knife Hazazi. Check out the bicycle kick, but North Korean keeper Myung Dakri makes the save. North Korea qualifies for its second World Cup ever. Later, ESPN's Axis of Evil will break it down.
Mariners, Padres, David Eckstein. Junior! At the wall. He had a small taste of hops for breakfast.
Number 6, sorry. More soccer. South Africa, New Zealand. This is Seppo Masalela.
Of course it is.
And that's Bernard Parker. He gets all the glory because he scored the goal.
All right, his name is Matt Dermody. Ladies, recognize him at Norwalk High in Iowa. Perfect game and hit a home run, and he's in SportsCenter's top plays. It's very due.
Good for him. Blue Jays, Phillies, Raul Ibanez to short. Marco Squibber with a flip to Aaron Hill completes the double play in a 7-1 Jays win. I like the Jays road units, by the way.
Haven't seen him. At 3, Brewers, Indians, Johnny Peralta. Dribbler, Bill Hall. I don't need no stinking glove. Gets you out at first, the Brewers. 9-8. Couple extra inning wins in the Indian series.
You know the show's playing out right here on television in front of us.
Yeah.
Number 2, College World Series, Arkansas, Virginia. Brett Eibner, the check swing chopper to third. Steven Procia, the great barehanded play, gets his man at first. Arkansas moves on 4-3.
At 1, check out Alex Cora. Stop, pop. From his knees, flips to second. He gets the top play, but the Orioles get the win. You know who else makes that play, Matt?
Who's that?
Kevin Jonas.